we are discussing about a row that has erupted in Kerala. This is with regards to a circular by the Travancore Devaswom Board. Now, what does the circular say? It says that RSS Shakhas shouldn't function from the temple properties. This is an ancient problem when you look from political point of view, because there has always been an issue about who should control the temples. And it's not only in Kerala. You have a viewpoint, and please go ahead.
Absolutely, you're spot on. It's not just Kerala. And in this case, it becomes a question of who should control the temple, because you have a state government issuing a circular to a religion-based organization, which has, which is affiliated to the temples, and they can't have their own, shakha or their own office, so to speak. So this is clearly state versus, the church, philosophically speaking, but in this case, state versus the temple, and who controls the temple. And that issue cuts across, longly been debated in Kerala and in the neighboring Tamil Nadu as well. And the debate is this: should the state government control the trust of the temple, all the money that the temple gets and the administration of the temple, or should it be given to a trust, which was to a private individual who's been handed over from generations as the person who's in charge of that particular temple? So, in this particular context, this is what I'm afraid, Verghese, is going to happen, with the state government circular not allowing RSS Shakhas to take place. That's where this debate will go back to. And that debate, which began in Tamil Nadu and Kerala, is currently cutting across the country, everywhere. And in India, you have that issue of, which has been unresolved, legally speaking, as well.
There have been instances, and there have been several instances in which the RSS never had a smooth relationship with the CPIM. And of course, the reason being that both of them have different ideology, opposing ideologies. And it has also led to a lot of deaths between them. And now it looks like the CPM is now digging at heels. Technically, this ban on the RSS, because what I understand is that most of these RSS Shakhas function from the temple grounds, and the temple grounds is effectively the property of the temple. Yes. So they have been using those temple grounds to recruit, and CPM is worried about this recruitment process.
Yeah. That's a very nice way of putting it, or rather very simple, plain, blunt way of putting it, and that is essentially the politics of what we're discussing over here, as specific to Kerala. So you're talking about a long-standing relationship between the RSS and the CPIM, because CPIM has been in power as state government so many times. And Verghese, if I were to ask you, how do you think the relationship between the RSS and the Tamil Nadu government over the decades?
Well, that's also been very different. I mean, these are neighboring states that are having the same issues.
Yeah, so in the sense that they're basically, either way, they're politically speaking, not as strong a player as the parties that form power as the state government of Tamil Nadu. So the first thing we need to understand is that the presence of RSS in the south, specifically in Tamil Nadu and Kerala, which is not a majority presence or a very widespread presence. In fact, the polar opposite of the way the RSS exists in UP and Bihar and specifically in UP. So in that sense, this is an ideological contest between the RSS and the state government. Many times, just been the Communist Party Marxist. And now you're talking about that spilling over into politics, because bear in mind, the RSS has shown some strength, has been able to get some voting percentage in the elections. Clearly not enough to win seats. Clearly not enough to be a major political player, for the BJP to be a major political player in Kerala. But they have shown some signs, some sparks, flashes, would you agree, Verghese, of their existence in Kerala? And they're sort of flexing their muscle. And as you're rightly pointing out, the CPIM, the state government of Kerala, which is a re-elected state government, is now feeling the pressure, because the next time elections comes around in Kerala, Verghese, you have CPIM dealing with double, in anti-incumbency when it goes to polls, and if the RSS, through its shakhas, which conduct its activities within the temple, are able to do damage, further damage along with the anti-incumbency, then that's really worrisome for the Kerala state government. And so clearly, and that is the situation right now. But what needs to be kept in mind is that, as we said at the beginning, all of this will just turn into a debate eventually, very quickly, about who controls the temple. Here you have the state government, the party that controls the state government of Kerala, which is a avowedly atheist party that controls the temple. And in neighboring Tamil Nadu too, DMK also vows to be an atheist. and you have that party controlling the temple and its administration. Now, the argument for and against it are many. If the state government does it, then you can cut down on corruption. But then how corrupt are state governments? We all know. But then if you give to a private individual, isn't it completely opening up, temple administration to private, to a single private individual's corruption? So this debate has been going on for a while. Depending upon which side of the fence you look at it, you have your arguments for and against it. But the fact of the matter is that this entire RSS versus Kerala state government flare-up don't you think it's just going into that debate because you are telling an organization which conducts its activities within the temple not to conduct its activities and not to have an office of its own by a party that is an atheist?